Hi, it's Megan. I got a request to do a video which I thought was a great idea for kind of a tutorial for the Urban Decay Electric Pressed Pigment palette. So I already have done a review video of this palette, and I will link to that review in the description to this. But I think the question came along the lines of, okay, these colors are really pigmented, and they are really pigmented, and I'd said that in the video. How do you use them and wear them? And when I did the review, I said, first of all, this is not, in my opinion, a standalone palette. It's better mixed with other colors, palettes, and whatnot, just because all the colors are so pigmented. It's really hard for me personally to wear them together in a look every day. And I did what I thought was really workable and wearable look, mixing the greens and then a couple of the blues. But it was a lot of color, and I don't even use an eyeshadow primer with these because they build up so much anyway without that, or without wetting them, that I'm actually trying always to tone down the pigment, not build it up. A lot of what I see on YouTube or blogger reviews with these amazing looks are like, they're art, they're stunning, they're gorgeous. I just can't wear them on a day-to-day basis. I don't have the time, they're too bright, and then also I have a lot of space up above my eyes, eyelids and everything. Too much color is too much color on me. I look like a clown. So as much as they're beautiful, they're just not works of art that I can wear every day, but I do wear colors like this all the time. And so I'll show you a couple of products I mix in and then how I use them. This silver right here, by the way, I have the Chaos palette, the Urban Decay Chaos palette. I love this silver. It was like my favorite shade in the whole palette. I know it got some really negative reviews from some bloggers because it is so kind of bright and shimmery. Use it judiciously. So let's start with one other comment. No, two other comments. One other comment is some of these do stain, so remember that. Some of the darker ones, and then these two you can use as a cheek color, but again, they might stain a little bit. And the true test for me on staining is when I put it on my wrist and wear it for a day, do I see it the next day? And with this palette, I actually saw a couple of the colors the next morning. So the second thing is, a few of the colors are not approved for eye use in the United States. They are internationally, but not in the United States. So I'm not going to do a review on a palette like this and not at least say, just watch and see if your eyes get irritated. And when I did the original review for this, I did have an irritated eye, not from this palette, but literally from sticking a brush of makeup in my eye a couple days before. And I wash my brushes constantly, but logically thinking they're only so clean. So, you know, these are not getting sterilized in alcohol every day. I just use a brush cleaner. So what am I going to show you? First of all, this is the palette. It really doesn't lend itself to kind of easy looks across the board just because the colors aren't always complementary. They have different undertones. It is blue heavy. I'm going to try to make this video about 20 minutes, and maybe I'll do another review palette of this with, not review, but with ways of using it, but I just want to get kind of some of the basics across here first. Okay, so with a palette this bright, how do I use it? First of all, let's start with cheeks. I did a look right now that I've been doing a lot this past week. It's kind of like a soft pink, or a soft pink on the cheeks, soft pink on the lips, sheer, which I'll get to in a minute. And then I just line in a bright eyeliner. So I have Chaos here, just lined and then smudged really carefully. And I tried using Chaos Wet and it was way too dark, and I had to like smudge and smudge and smudge and smudge to tone it down. And then on the other eye, I did a Covet eye pencil, which is a bright green, and then I took the Freak, and with an eyeliner brush I mixed it into the eye pencil. And so what I'm doing there is I'm having a little pop of color, light sheer matte color on the cheeks and a sheer on the lips, and then I'm just lining the eye with a bright pop of color. If you mix an eye pencil with an eyeshadow, it will last better and it looks more pigmented, right? It's a lighter color, but you can see it just pops more. And then what I did is I used on my lids, I cannot duplicate this Laura Mercier powder. I got it in a set a long time ago. It seems to last forever. It's like this gold shimmery powder. but you can duplicate it. MAC and Hourglass both have a lot of different shades that are kind of this gold, bronzy gold kind of thing. Yeah, you can't see it, it's too light. But it opens up the eyes, it really brightens it. And so I tend to like things that have a champagne undertone, kind of a golden bronzy undertone, a taupe undertone to use on the eye like this, because it's neutral enough that it matches everything and it just opens up the eye when I use a bright liner like this. So just little touches of color. You can do a lot of bright color when you use the bright colors this way, so it's only halfway under the eye. If I do all the way under with a dark color, I look really bad, really hard. So I did halfway, and then I just lined here, and then I did just a soft highlighter on my eyelids. And then with this type of color, I almost always prefer a matte blush, or here where I'm doing a color like this that pops, a very light blush and a little bit of a matte bronzer. And then I like a semi-sheer or a nude lip or a soft peach lip or a soft pink lip. And it's all about balance, right? It's about not drawing too much attention to all your face. And so even though this palette is mostly matte base with kind of a shimmer in it, I like keeping the rest of the face really simple and matte. And so I would only use a light blush using an eyeliner like this. So what I use, just so you know, this is from the Guy Bourdin collection. It's a very light pink. It actually goes on a lot lighter than it looks in the pan. And Dolce & Gabbana, I just ordered a nude 10, a nude light pink blush. MAC has Love Cloud, which is mid-taupe pink. They just released Full of Joy, which is a lavender if you're using some of the lavender based. Copper Tone, which is like a peach brown. It's a matte. Those types of shades work great. Tenderling, a nude pink if you're going more in the pink tones. And Harmony, if you have darker skin tone, a muted rose beige brown matte, which I just think is one of the best MAC blushes ever. And then Giorgio Armani has a Cheek Fabric 502, which is again kind of one of these lighter tones. And if you have a darker skin tone, you can take any of these and put a little bronzer, matte bronzer, and mix it in. I always end up mixing a little bronzer in just because it gives a more nude look to the blushes. And then NARS has the whole Final Cut collection of matte pink, and I think there's like a slight peachy blush that are still available on the NARS site and at Nordstrom. So basically what I'm doing with the blushes here with this type of a bright eye is I'm doing mattes, nudes, undertones of pink or peach depending on what kind of lip I want to use or what kind of undertones I have here, but just keeping that kind of fabric on the rest of the face really simple. And then as far as the lip color, I have a sheer. This is a MAC. These just came out. Patent Polish Lip Pencil, Go for Girly, which is like a semi-soft bright pink. I think they said it was a yellow pink. And I like the sheer lip or the nude lip because again, it does the same thing. It doesn't draw too much attention away from the eyes. You're giving kind of a soft platform for the rest of the face so that I don't look overdone. Some other products that I really like that do a really great job. So I would do, so I had a pink, I've just been doing the pinks this week. I actually like the corals or the peaches better, but I've just been doing the pinks. If you like a nude, my favorite nude, and I did this in the review for this palette, is the Naked True Revolution lipstick by Urban Decay. And it's such a soft, this is one of those like really nude things that doesn't wash me out. It's such a soft color. It's not a semi-sheer. In the Buff by Too Faced would do it. And another great one that I just got is the YSL Beauty Sheer Rouge Revelope Shine in Nude and Private. Again, just a really, it's not going to draw attention away from your eyes. So the semi-sheers work great, a nude works great, a soft coral, soft pink work great. I would personally go with a really bold color. Two others that are super soft, and if you have darker skin tones, you can again use bronzer. These right here, the Kiss and Blush, these are mattes. I have the pink in Rose Hyperion and the coral of Franchi, like this. And these would be great kind of matte soft bases to use these bright colors. So the bright colors, we have kind of the blues, which I would use, I like better with corals, but I did with pink today. Obviously the fuchsia. I have a much harder time putting a color like this on my lid than I do with this kind of orange red thing. This I could put on my lid. It's especially pretty with browns. It really makes my eyes open up and just brighten, soften it with browns. Grays work as well to soften any of these. This bright blue I would do either with pinks or corals. I would like corals better. This right here, I did this in the earlier video. I use this a lot in the inner corner of the eye like this, and it just totally opens up your eye. Or you can put it here to again open up your eye, or you can put it up here again to open up your eye. And I brush it on very softly because it is such a strong, almost metallic silver, very cool toned. The whole thought process behind that is that too much color or too much darkness on the lid weighs down your eyes and it just looks like heavy, too much color kind of thing. I much prefer mattes that are pigmented like this, or what they've done here is they've done mattes with a little bit of an undertone of shimmer, because I think it just gives a lighter look. So silvers, golds, whites, lighter or more sparkly versions of these colors also work. This right here again, I would do oranges, corals or soft pinks. Right here, okay, this again, like the fuchsia, is a hard shade for me to put on my lid. These just make my eyes look red, and Urban Decay does a lot of shades like this. I guess not red, reddish pink, like I was up all night drinking or something, and it doesn't, I know the other colors won't do it, but so I have to be really careful with these. I would mix something like this with kind of yellows or golds or silvers to really lighten it up. And I wouldn't put too much directly right around my eye. If I put it on the lid, I wouldn't put it under the lid. If I lined under, I wouldn't put it on top, or I would really soften it and bring in a lot of other shades. This purple is just about perfect, and NARS this year did a lot of corals with purple, but he also mixed the purple eyeshadow with gold, so kind of adding a warmer tone to it, keeping the corals warm, adding that little kind of yellow undertone to it. This green I think is a perfect color. Pinks are pretty. I actually like it better with corals. And then this one right here is a great color to line under the eyes or to put in the center of the eye. And this again, I like better with corals, but you can do with pink. It's gonna be a little shocking with pink, I think. So how would I mess around with these colors? Oh no, I forgot one more cheek product. For the reddish tone, I find it hard to match blushes like that. This Ginger Pop by Clinique is actually a really good one to do with a red undertone. Sometimes the reds are too red and they don't have that orange undertone to them. So a couple products that I really like mixing with these, lighter versions of these colors. So this right here is no longer available. It's a Sigma palette of lighter mattes, but I'll show you some other options. So I'm not really good at putting makeup on camera. I just haven't done it a lot, but let's take like this really soft, see right there, really soft purple, and put that right in here just to open up the eye. And then I can take a little bit of this, what I'm using is Jilted, a pinky purple, and put that here. And then blend, 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 and then take the darker purple, which is Urban, and put it kind of in the outer corner of the eye. You can see how pigmented they are. And then into the crease, like this. And it's not going to be perfect. Like I said, I'm learning to do makeup on camera, but at least I'm trying. And so you can blend it in like that. And so what you're doing is you're graduating the lighter out. God, the lighting on my camera just totally got messed up for some reason. I hope it doesn't show to you guys. But taking these lighter colors, the other thing, a yellow or a soft pink like this works really well, again, in the inner corner of the eye. Let me do a yellow. It just really opens up the eye, and you can bring it right in here. And this is where I can line with a light color like this to kind of mix it in with the greens. Okay, so some of these lighter colors mix in beautifully. And I would even, if I was in a really wild mood, I would even take a soft pink like this, a slightly darker pink in the middle, and then this brighter Savage and put it in the outer corner, or you could reverse the two here and put this darker one right here. Open up the eye, adding again some openness with the lighter pink. It's actually probably be a lot prettier. Open it up with the light in the middle. Adding a lighter color in the middle or a brighter shimmery color is really going to open you up your eyes and not look like you have too much on. To use these two as blushes, I would use a fan brush like this, otherwise they go on way too dark. Another product which I love, and I'm going to do a video review for, and I think it's perfect to mix in, and they're so cheap. I just haven't gotten through the review yet, are these Almay. God, I don't even know what they're called. I should have looked it up. I have a pink. I have a softer blue. These are the new ones that just came out. Do they even have a name on them? This is Peach Fuzz. Shoot, I don't know. But these are meant to be softer colors. So when you put something like this on, God, it doesn't even show that well. It barely shows. And so again, this can be used to complement the colors in this palette. Either putting it in the inner corner up part way through your crease, or in the middle to open up with the darker colors on both sides, and this really pretty green. That's a great use, and I'm going to play around with those in a minute. This is a softer shimmery blue, which again can be layered into the liner to give it a shimmery, more open look, or it can be used to open up. Let's do this right now just for fun. So we've got the green already. So we take a shimmery blue, and this is Urban Decay Kiddie Pool, if I remember correctly, Kiddie Pool. So we'll put that there. We'll take this light Almay, the bigger brush, put that here softly, and then we dropped everything. We take with a small brush. Where's my, I have like 50 brushes in here, so I have exactly what I need, but of course I can't find it. Then we're going to take a stronger shade. I'm just going to do Gonzo right there, and even with the greens we can work in these blues on the outer crease and in the corner. And yeah, I still haven't mastered putting makeup on camera, so cut me some slack, please. But then just mixing a little bit of the blue into the green on the bottom, and you can get the general kind of feel. So the blues are opening up the eye with the lighter colors and not making it too heavy. So another thing, moving through this really fast, so I can get through this really quickly, a couple products I really want to show you. Chrome Angel by MAC, a white. This can be used in the inner eye. It can be blended into the darker colors. It can be used up here to open up your eye. A white product like this, and Maybelline has one. Color Tattoo also has one. I just couldn't find mine. These MAC, where are they? These MAC in Extra Dimension. I have a green one right here. I have a silver one somewhere. I thought I put it in here. Yeah, no, I lost it. I have a silver one somewhere. Yeah, I have a silver one. So I have a green one that's kind of a pink duochrome, and one that's a silver. And the silver one, they duplicated. See how bright they are? The silver one they duplicated in their nude collection that just came out, metallic nude, that just came out in January. I'm not sure if it's still available, but you can take something like this, and again, we're doing the same old trick, which is you can put it right in here in the middle to open up your eye. You can put it up here to open up your eye. You can mix it into a liner or dot it over a darker color, again, to add some openness and some kind of light to your eye so it's not too heavy matte color, or you can put it in the inner crease like this. In fact, let's do that. My eyes are going to be such a mess. I'm going to take all this off. You can open up your eyes like that by using one of these. Great type of product to find. What it basically is, it's just like a softer silver. Instead of some of the silvers which are like chunky silver, it's a softer silver. And another product that does exactly the same thing, which I had here just a second ago, are the two NARS. I'm going to do a video review for these two, the eye paints. So Iskander is a gold, This works beautifully with any of the colors really, except maybe the pink. And the texture of this, I don't like how small it is. It's hard to get a finger in there. But the texture of this, again, is this finely milled gold. The silver one is called Interstellar. And this has the same impact. It'll do the same thing, just a really soft sheen without a lot of glitter. So again, opening up, and you can even put those on top of, because they're semi-sheer if applied lightly, you can put those on top of a bright color and just really open it up. The Eyes to Kill, Giorgio Armani, this one right here, number 12 is it? Has a blue undertone, so it could be used with the blues and the greens, because it's got a little bit of that going on, number 12. Then what else do I have? I've got just a few more things, and then we're going to call it quits on this video today. One thing I also really like is Urban Decay's Polyester Bride, which is this amazing, let's see, can I make it show? Shimmery white. Again, this can be dotted on the colors, put in the corner of the eye, mixed in anyway. Anytime you're mixing white, and so I've got a couple of other whites, anytime you're mixing white, you're giving that ability to soften and open up. If you do too much white, then it's just going to look white. But this right here is a white eyeliner pencil. NARS also has a great one called Santa Monica. You can use this to line your eyes. What I saw that a Sephora employee did, which was stunning, is they took a lot of white, mixed it in with like a lighter, they were doing it with the orchid, mixed it with a lighter orchid kind of pink, but just a light pink, and then they took the darker shade and they basically did it only in the crease. So, just taking a dark shade like this, putting it in the crease like this, and then mixing in a more white look here. And you can see how it just opens up your eyes. And I wouldn't do white here, but I would do a very light blue, or light whatever color. But putting it in the crease and building it up here, and then underneath the eye, and then leaving this open, it really brightens up your eye. The other product, or the other thing I was going to show you with that, is taking this milk pencil. So this is what a lot of the YouTube bloggers or the other bloggers are doing. They're taking this white, the milk pencil is just a great texture, it's a great base, and this is how, if you really want to build these colors up, this is how you really build the colors up. So I'm going to do the pink. So if you look at the two, on the white and then next to it, that's how you build up that super in-your-face color. If you want to play around and don't want to pay for the electric palette, or want to just find some lighter shades to mix in, this right here is the Coastal Scents Double Stack Palette, 42 blush. Those are the eyeshadows. Blush. These are all mattes. They also have one that's all shimmer. You can mix in and do all kinds of gradations of shades. So starting with a light yellow and working out to greens, starting with a light pink or purple, working out. It's a great palette just to play around with different colors and different color combinations. And it's only like $10 when you get it on sale on the Coastal Scents site. The last thing I want to show, and then I'm going to end this video, like I said, I'm trying to show pointers, but not take too long, is a really great, this is Zodiac Moon Dust eyeshadow. We're going to mix this in with the blue, now that we've got like 50 shades here. Mixing in some real sparkle into your crease is going to add another kind of dimension, a really, really beautiful effect. So we did the darker color first, then we mix this in with the darker, more matte shade, and of course we would need to blend more than what I did. But you can also do it alone without, depending on whether you want it to be a little bit more sheer and build it up a little bit more here with more sparkle, or whether you just want to get color and then add a little bit of sparkle and depth to the color. So anyway, those are some basic ideas. If you have comments, feedback, questions, I would love it if I should do another one with more ideas, or actually do more of an eye look instead of just kind of playing around with my eyes the way it is and making a mess like I just did. Please let me know. I'm still perfecting the makeup on camera thing, and I think that's it. I do love the palette. I think it requires a little work, and then you just need to know what you're trying to do with it. Build it up or do it. Thanks very much.